Sheridan, I don't want to hurt my brother any more than you do, okay? So we gotta tell him the truth. We can't go on living this lie.
How can we tell him that we're in love after what he just said to us?
I've accepted what's going on with me. Actually, I'm pretty happy. Mostly because of this woman right here. Sheridan, I never knew that someone could bring another person so much joy in their life. And it's because of you that I came back to Harmony. To introduce you to my loved ones. You make whatever it is that's going on with my brain, you make it bearable. And for that, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Now that his condition is even more precarious than we thought, I cannot go back in there and tell him about us, Louise. All right, I just can't.
Sure.
Sheridan, what's wrong? What can we do? It's about your brother, Antonio.
Where is he?
He's downstairs with Luis and Pilar and a bunch of other people.
Okay, I don't understand.
All right. Luis wants to tell Antonio about us tonight.
Oh, my God.
He figured that if he surrounded Antonio with the support of Pilar and Eve and others, that he'd have a better chance of withstanding the news.
So what happened? Did Luis tell him?
No. Before we could get the words out, we found out that Antonio's condition is worse. He doesn't have much time left.
No, I mean, I kept hoping that he was going to go into some kind of remission.
I know, so did I. Eve says it's really bad. That's why I wanted Luis to hold off on telling him that it would be too cruel under the circumstances.
And what did Luis say?
He thinks it's crueler to not be honest, and I don't know what to do.
Look, nobody knows better than I do how important it is to be honest. I mean, I've learned the hard way what can happen if you lie and you keep secrets. Even if you justify it by saying that you're trying to protect someone, it always backfires.
That's what Luis says. But, I mean, how can I hurt Antonio like this?
I wish there was something I could do.
Look, I have to go to Antonio and Luis, okay? I did want to hear what you had to say.
No. It'll wait. Go to your brothers.
Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry. I barged in on something really important, didn't I?
I might say that. I was just going to ask Teresa to marry me.
I thought you were going to marry Gwen. I thought that's who you bought the ring for.
I know. I honestly thought that Gwen was the woman that I should marry until I searched my soul.
And this all happened tonight?
No, not exactly. I mean, in the past few days, I've had many heart-to-hearts with my real father and my ex-father.
Wait a minute, you're taking romantic advice from Julian?
For once in his life, what he said actually made sense. He and Sam basically told me the same thing. They said to follow my heart and marry the woman I loved with every fiber of my being. I mean, I care about Gwen.
But Teresa makes your heart do flip-flops.
Triple handsprings every time she comes in the room.
Oh.
I honestly believe that she's changed into the kind of woman I want to marry. Bottom line is, I don't want to spend the rest of my life without her. And I'm sorry, I know Gwen is your best friend.
That's no reason to marry her. If Teresa is the one who makes you happy, then that's who I want you to be with.
Thank you. She is.
That's not to say that I'm not worried about poor Gwen. I mean, she did have such high hopes for you two tonight. So, how did Gwen take the news?
I haven't told her yet.
You mean she still thinks you're going to propose?
I imagine she does.
Oh, Ethan, you've got to tell her it's not going to happen before you ask Teresa. Come on, it's only right.
I just wish I didn't have to hurt her.
I know. I feel the same way about Antonio. You know, I hate the deception, but I also can't stand the thought of telling Antonio that it's Luis I love the best. I'm just so afraid of destroying whatever little time Antonio has left.
So what are you gonna do?
I wish I knew.
I'm so sorry, Sheridan. I know this isn't easy for you.
Oh, Ethan, it's killing me. I love Luis. He's the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with, but I love Antonio, too. That's why I can't bear to hurt him.
That is how I feel about Gwen. I mean, it's not her fault. She didn't do anything wrong. But she just had the misfortune of falling in love with a man who's in love with someone else.
You know, I don't want to make you feel worse. But I talked to Gwen earlier tonight, and she was so excited. She thought that you bought that ring for her.
God. Oh. Sheridan, what am I going to do about this? How am I going to keep her from falling apart?
I'm not sure you can. But I do know you owe it to Gwen to tell her first. You have to tell her before you propose to Teresa.